Alright, welcome back to sometime in the coming episode of Live and Impossible. We are back here as, well, something quite cool has happened. Long War Beta 14 has finally been released. Now, this is an absolutely huge, wild and wonderful update that we've been waiting literal months for, which has just incredible amounts of bug fixing, new features, balancing. The changelog is immense, and I'm gonna post a link to it in my description, which you can see underneath the video. I'm pointing down, even though you can't see it because there's no camera. I won't go through the entire changelog right now, but there's a few changes I will go over really quickly because they impact us, seeing as we're upgrading our campaign mid-campaign. So, a few things that are quite important, I'll just pick out of the changelog are, for one, soldier cost has been increased. It costs 30 sim bucks instead of 10 now to hire a new soldier. This is an all-around change where they made it so you start with 40 soldiers now, but of course, because our campaign's in progress, this is really just a bad change for our campaign, but it's a good change in general. You know, making you start with more troops, but they cost more to hire more. Of course, in the middle of a cycle where we really need to train more troops, this is kind of bad for us, but we'll deal with it. What else is there? Asia's bonus got changed, so now Asia used to be discounts on Foundry and Officer Training. Unfortunately, now Europe got the Officer Training bonus with their Laboratory and Workshop discounts, and Asia just got left with the Foundry thing. So, Foundry things are still going to be cheap for us, but you'll notice here, we're no longer paying 60% of the cost for Officer Training stuff. It's now full price. Again, not so great for us being in progress, and I almost think Europe might be a better start now. But we are Asia, and there's no way we can change it in progress, so again, we'll just be paying some extra dollars. Apart from that, there's tons of changes, but we can just hit them as we go. We haven't really got far enough into the campaign to have to detail them just yet, I don't think. But one other thing that is quite important, if you'll excuse me while I make some money here, is that strike rifles just became a whole lot better. Now let me sell... I'm going to sell a couple of these stasis tanks, because you always have more of these in surgeries anyway, and you need 12 of each to do the research, so... And it's really late game anyway, so may as well start selling them for cash now. Do I have anything else to sell here? I could sell some power sources. Yum, yum, yum. I could sell some Thin Man Corpses too. I'm just trying to get a... Actually, I did say I was going to sell the power sources, didn't I? Because I'm going to end up doing it anyway.
Let's just hope we can keep the people in those cities calm. The last thing we need is outright chaos.
Sell a whole bunch of dollars, and let's buy some stuff, I guess. So we've got this. Sell all this shit that we don't need yet. Basically, one of the big changes of Beta 14 is that a lot of perk trees got changed around. And one of those really important changes was to the sniper. Before, disabling shot came down like a tech sergeant, gunnery sergeant, and precision shot, snapshot, and like it was aggression or something was a really easy pick. I just went for snapshot all the time because precision shot was a bit underwhelming, and being able to move and shoot was just so important, and it let you lock and load it in the zone later on. Now things have changed hugely. Disabling shot, I mean, snapshot's really convenient, but disabling shot is all too important for so many stages of the game for me to ever pass it up. So it's been really nice having snapshot squad sight snipers, but this is the point where that changes. Beta 14 means now I'm not taking snapshot anymore because disabling shot is just too good. For captures, for stopping high health mechanized units, for so many reasons, it's just too good. Which still means, sadly, I don't get to have precision shot. I miss headshot from vanilla. But what this means is this is coupled with a change in Beta 14 where the strike rifle got buffed. For those of you who don't know, and this is why I just sold a bunch of stuff to buy one, the strike rifle, in case you've forgotten, is the like shorter range version of the sniper rifle that scouts and snipers can use. Just to reiterate for you guys, it is the same damage as a sniper rifle, but it has 10% less critical chance. And instead of full squad sight, soldiers with squad sight can shoot at targets 5 tiles out of their visual range. If you don't have squad sight, let's say you're on a scout, you'll just be shooting at visual range. You still have the aim penalty at close range, so what you're essentially looking at here is, like, you know, a visual range sniper rifle, but it can move and shoot is the big gain. So, if you're not engaging at close range, this is all around better than an assault rifle for your troops. This does really good damage. That's like ballistic shotgun level damage at whatever range you want, as long as it's not too close. And what's really good about this is it means we can build one of these for our snipers, get disabling shot at corporal, which is really strong, that's really soon, and it's a really powerful ability, instead of waiting until tech sergeant snipers. and, you know, use the strike rifle on most maps where you want to be moving and shooting your sniper, and use the sniper rifle on any long-range maps like roadways, where you still want the sniper to be sitting back. I think it's an all-around gain because your sniper lost a lot of critical chance at squad start range anyway, and as I've got more comfortable with the game, I've been using them at close range anyway to get that crit bonus back. So all around, I think it's good. I think it'll be okay to be using the strike rifle with my snipers. So you're going to see my snipers be more like close range marksmen instead of long range sniper rifle guys. And I think that's going to be all around more interesting anyway. So that's my laser strike rifle built. Let me see. So what else I'm going to do is I'm going to sell a little more of my goodies. Excuse me for a second. Because I want to get my power back on track. My base is kind of stalling out with no power. And I want to get onto captures sooner rather than later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell some more of these goodies. Honestly, advanced surgery is great and all, but I'd rather have the money, I think, right now. So I'm going to sell like maybe a couple of these and maybe a couple of flight computers. And I'm going to try and get my money up to par to get a thermo generator. Now that's going to be 140. So I only need 110 actually. So I can probably take these off. Sell another one of these. No, I need 350. I can't count. I'm sorry. So I'm going to sell those surgeries anyway. It's a late game tech and it's nice, but it's not essential. What is essential to me right now is getting my power back on track. You can see I'm power capped. I'm going to build a thermo generator, which is 350. Get that started, and hopefully when that's finished, we'll have some extra money. We can start thinking about either doing, you know, we've got the option of more satellites, or we can finally get our alien captures going. That would be really nice. Either way, we're going to have a lot of power to work with. And like I said, this is still trying to go with my theory of selling all this shit now, going hard now, and, you know, actually getting a bonus from that. Anyway, with all that said, let's actually get into the next mission.
Commander, our intelligence sources indicate that a previously unknown organization is attempting to undermine XCOM field operations. We believe this group harbors some misguided sympathies for the invaders and is intent on acquiring alien technology and artifacts critical to your efforts. Early reports indicate this organization calls itself Exalt. We trust you will isolate the source of this new threat and eliminate it.
Commander, the Council has provided some additional resources to help us deal with these traitors. We can begin scanning for additional Exalt cell locations and launch covert operations to disrupt their activity via the Situation Room.
Alright, so welcome to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six XCOM. Now we have covert operations in the form of Exalt. It occurs to me I've never actually done Exalt on YouTube before, I think. It's only been on my Twitch stream that you guys have seen me play against them, so that's kind of funny. So if you've never joined in the Twitch stream, welcome. Welcome to Exalt. So this is a little bit of a pain. They've drained 133 fun bucks from our cash reserves. Exalt's really annoying how they do stuff like that. Luckily, from now on, hopefully we can keep our scans up, and by scanning for Exalt cells, we can keep them from launching these kind of operations against us. But for now, we're just going to have to retaliate. So we're actually in the red now, which sucks. It's just as well I spent all that money on that thermo generator just then, because we would have been in the red and wouldn't be able to do anything. So I guess I actually have to kind of explain this a little bit like you don't know what Exalt is, simply because I never done it on a YouTube before. But I know most of you would know what Exalt is, so I won't go overboard. Suffice to say, let's keep it simple. Now I have the choice, basically, whenever a cell does something, they become visible. So now I have the choice of launching an operation against those cells. Otherwise, they're hidden, and you have to launch covert operations scans periodically to check for cells. So let's see who's good to go. I know all that shit. So basically, you can choose anyone except gunners or rocketeers as your covert operative for these missions. Now, I don't really have anyone that good. Oh, here we go. I can use Kilray. Basically, you can choose the other 6 classes. I like to go with assaults or scouts. Assaults I find really good because they've got high mobility, which you need to hit Exalt transmitters, which are a big objective of those missions.
Keep everyone out of engineering for a while. Yeah. They're testing some potentially dangerous new equipment down there.
When aren't they? Anyway, I like that assaults have high mobility, just like scouts, and also assaults get gunslinger when I build them with my perk choices, and the covert operative only gets a pistol, so that's quite handy as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to exploit some knowledge, which is that cells, once exposed, remain for at least 2 days. So I'm just going to wait until Kilroy comes off sickbay.
Contact detected.
Uh-oh. Looks like we've got a fighter to deal with at the same time. Those laser cannons can't come quick enough. We'll send up a Stingray, try and take it out.
Bangs out. Nearing strike range.
Nice. Bad. Nice. Nice.
We lost the bubble.
Pull out.
Contact
Send up another one. Looks like he's on a satellite hunt if he's up in the
Engaging
orbit.
bogey. Approaching target now.
Nice. Not nice.
Killjoy here.
Nice job. Nice job. Hit a bullet right as he hit too. That was a good last shot. Alright, so we got a cash bonus from that. That might get us out of our money pit. Just not quite out of our money pit, but you know, thanks for the UFO aliens. They realized I was in trouble there. So now we just got to scan for getting Kilroy out of there, who is still wounded, yep.
Commander.
And we're gonna have a mission
multiple
instead.
reports of new abductions in progress. The locations are marked on the hologlobe.
Alright, well I guess the exile operation sending the operative out is gonna have to wait until after this abduction then. Heavy abduction in France, $100. Alright, nice new change in Beta 14. Your squad list starts out empty, and watch this. It actually remembers your squad loadout if you go back. What an age we live in, right? So, let me gear up my squad here, and then we'll get straight into this abduction. Alright, so it took me a little longer than usual because there are some interesting changes to how you build your squads now in Beta 14. Probably the biggest and most notable change here is that medics are now really important. In previous betas, Smoke and Mirrors, the perk that gives you more support grenades, showed up as a pretty easy to grab perk on both the Scout and Engineer trees. Changes to the perk tree in Beta 14 mean, for at least me, I'm not going to be getting Smoke and Mirrors on either the Engineer or the Scout anymore, and I think for most people, I think the way the perk trees go, I'd imagine it'll be similar. And the other big changes is the Medic's perk tree was changed considerably. In fact, their base perk, Field Medic, has been changed, so instead of giving you extra medkits for each medkit item you take, it now gives you a free medkit, kind of like how Smoke Grenade gives you a free Smoke Grenade. And that free medkit is still increased by things like Pack Master and Smoke and Mirrors. So what's really cool about the Medic now is, you know, I can take Hunter here out with a smoke grenade and a battle scanner, and he can be really useful because he doesn't have to waste one of his item slots on a medkit now to be useful, because he still gets that free medkit. So all these changes combined to mean the medic is really critical to your squad now. You want to get one up to Smoke and Mirrors because he's the Smoke and Mirrors guy now. He's your dense smoker, he's your chem grenader, he's your flashbanger. So I haven't actually used the medic yet because this is new to Beta 14, him being really critical. So I'm going to be trying to level up some medics and play catch-up now. Another important change is that weapon aim bonuses no longer give bonuses to rocket aim. This is why the carbine is kind of going to be quite sad now, because the plus 15 accuracy from the carbine is no longer going to apply to the Rocketeer. This is a pretty big nerf for Rocketeer accuracy. But in comes the SMG. Now the SMG can now be steadied for greater accuracy, so the SMG is my go-to now for the Rocketeer. The Rocketeers are really slow, so you can make up for that with an SMG to give them their mobility back, and you can steady the weapon. Steady weapon still gives accuracy to the rocket, and so the scopes. It's just the weapon itself, like the carbine or battle rifles, that no longer impacts aim on a Rocketeer. Apart from that, squad layout's pretty simple. We have got 3 laser rifles across the medic, the infantry, and the engineer. We've got Wolfer, our assault, who I'm gonna slap a heater on, just in case. Just in case he wants it. Oh, you know what? It's not worth the mobility loss. Ballistic shotguns have so much ammo. We've got ceramics and flashbangs as standard on our high-risk troops. Gunner, scope, medkit. In fact, the only thing I need to change here is I forgot to take a medkit off AWO. What am I going to give you, buddy? Let's give you a flashbang. You never know when those mutons are going to show up. That could be useful. But apart from that, I think we're ready to roll out. So let's hit launch and let's go see what kind of spawn we got.
Touching down.
France is sending an urgent mission request. We've picked up a local broadcast indicating alien activity within a major metropolitan area. We should get down there and eliminate any hostiles.
This is Big Sky. Strike team has reached the AO. Requesting authorization to deploy.
Solid copy, Big Sky. Strike 1 is cleared to engage.
So you guys are in for a bit of a treat today. One of the coolest changes of Beta 14, which I thought I'd wait till now to tell you about, is there have been a whole bunch of new spawns added to every map in the game, or I assume almost every map in the game. This is really cool, and this is thanks to the tireless efforts of Wasteland Ghost, WGhost81, who is a awesome modder for XCOM, and has contributed a lot of stuff to the Longwell project. And what she's done here is basically made it so that each map, when you load it, randomly picks a spawn location. So you guys should recognize this map. Usually we start down here in the bottom left next to this van. You can get pretty bottled up there, stuck in this taxi cover or going to this truck if you activate pods here. But now, every map where you were like, oh god, I hate the spawn on that map, now you can get different spawns. That's cool for balance, and it's also really cool because all these places of the map you've never started from, like it freshens things up now. You can have like a new go at each map. It's like the three-way map. Now every map is the three-way map, or the four-way map, or however many spawns Wasteland Ghost has added to each map. So this is a really awesome change. What it means for us here is that usually when we'd be really cautious coming out from this van and getting bottled up behind this horrible taxi fight, horrible fight, you don't want to get stuck behind this taxi, now we can make this really cool breach straight into the building with little resistance, hopefully. We can go straight up the stairs, get that high ground advantage on the second floor, and once you've got the high ground advantage on this map, you can just jump down and make these really tactical entries and assaults once you know where the alien pods are. Also gives us a lot of really good cover to hide behind, instead of this horrible spawn on the bottom left. So this map should be easier than usual, thanks to the Beta 14 changes. But that said, we're running a pretty low-ranking squad because of our fatigue spiral and losing a lot of troops. So I think Lance Corporal's the highest we got right now. That's not so hot. We're going to do the best of what we got. And as always, we're dreading those mutons showing up. But I think we'll be okay. So let's actually see how this plays out on the first new spawn placement of Beta 14 for me. Alright, so we're going to start things off by heading around to the right here. The dumpster blocks line of sight from any possible pods in the alleyway, and meanwhile it keeps us as far away as possible from any other pods.
That's affirmative.
Hopefully we're going to be able to sneak in using this
Heading
method.
to that location.
Moving out.
That's affirmative.
Solid copy.
Get our Rocketeer in position. That's why the gunner and the engineer are also in cover instead of being in the open, just in case there's a fight. Those people are important to recovering.
Yes, Commander.
Tak jest.
Roger that.
But no fight for us.
I'm on the move.
Floaters. This is so new and different to me, I love it. This is so strange and beautiful.
I'm on it, Commander.
Alright, we're continuing to have no contact, that's good. We'll set up for a doorway breach here. Bust in and take these second floor stairs fairly quickly, I think. Or alternatively, we can come around here on the pillars and take this pipe up as well. Or we can do both. Where's AO? I need AO in position first. Scout can probably move back a little.
Heading to that location.
Free up some space for these guys. AO can move in. Rocket can move in. And everyone else can get ready to keep moving.
Yes, sir.
Around the right side.
On the move.
That's affirmative.
That's going to let AO steady aim on the door breach.
Moving to Overwatch.
Draußen ist etwas.
Now what we do next is going to depend on what happens when we open this door. If there's no contact, which I assume there won't be, we can move up to the stairs. If there's no contact on the stairs and we control the stairs, then we can move to the pipe. Or actually, if there's no contact on the stairs, we can simply move up the stairs, which is a lot easier. So where's my assault? Wolfer, come here. Find out what we got up the stairs. No contact, that's good. That's really good.
Ich mach mich los.
You'll notice the SMG really making a difference for our Rocketeers, who are usually very unwieldy and slow. Now we've got a lot more mobility with them, which is a nice change for me, but probably one that's going to take me a while to get used to. For a minute there, my brain was like, are you sure you selected your Rocketeer? That doesn't look right.
Moving.
The carbine change is interesting. It means an overall trend downwards for my Rocketeer's usefulness after they fire their rocket, because the carbine meant at least they were a high accuracy sharpshooter after they fired that rocket. So that's a change that is worth noting.
Yes, Commander.
But I think overall it's better to take the SMG to offset their mobility losses. Let's get up this stairway and then we're going to exploit the second floor to the best of our ability.
Heading to that location.
Always love a good rooftop drop down.
You see there.
It's always a very effective attack.
Okay. Headed there now.
Particularly on this map, there's a lot of ladders up and down everywhere. It makes it easy to also run back up if you want to stop committing to your rooftop assault. Or your rooftop drop down. You can jump back up and go camp the roof.
I don't think we're alone out here.
Of course, it also makes it easier for the aliens to get up to you. But when you've got flying enemies like floaters, you know, that was going to happen anyway. Now I just got to make sure the guys make a nice safe breach of this rooftop. But there shouldn't be too much up here, if anything.
Good to go.
Yeah, it looks pretty clear. So let's just get everyone up here.
Position confirmée. Okay.
This is nice. This is so different. I love it. It's like a new game. It's like a whole bunch of new maps. It's great. Having a little bit of issues getting up here though. That tile looks like it's a bit dicky.
Verstanden, Commander.
Verstanden indeed.
Heading there now.
Alright, and we just popped some floaters. That's quite a activation. Nice damage off the SMG there. And now that's one thing that I really should have mentioned I haven't yet, is that one of the overall changes that B14 is making is overall changes to alien AI and especially floater AI. So we should see them be a bit smarter, scarier, and deadlier with this patch. Which is always welcome, because floaters tended to derp out in Overwatch when they shouldn't, I think. A few times too many. Now these floaters shouldn't be too troublesome. We have high ground accuracy bonus on them, and I should be able to destroy this table guy's cover with a well-placed HE grenade. Assuming I can chuck it over here. If not, no great loss. And yeah, there you go. That's a pretty easy HE for me. So I'm going to chuck an HE down here. Blow up some cover. Always a good way to start a fight. And I might even... No, I didn't clean up that other floater. I don't know where he went. I forgot. He's on Overwatch, I know that much. So Awa's got 100% to hit. Probably 100% to kill that guy. We just got to deal with the one in the back. Now, what's Hunter's job here? I don't know. We might start moving around the left, But of course, the floater has high mobility and flying, so we can come and flank if I leave anybody exposed on this left movement. So any movement to the left is going to want to be ending in cover. Really, I want to deal with the unseen floater I can't quite spot. But, you know, he's unseen for a reason. It's easier said than done. What I might do is move up my assault. Ooh, if I move up my assault to here, I can get a nice corner cover flank on that floater.
Hunt him down.
I'm going to go ahead and do that right now.
10-4.
There you go. I can also see the overwatching floater, which would make it easier to make any other movements. And I'm not sure if anyone else is going to get eyes on him, so it might be smarter to kill this guy. He's quite close to me. He's going to get an easy flank on me. Let's see what else everyone else can see first, I guess. But I'm probably going to take that shot. Yeah, it's looking extremely likely, unless someone else can get eyes on that floater. Well, DSM's going to deal with this guy, that's no doubt. Let's just go ahead and do that now, because that's just too easy.
Not a problem anymore.
So now if AWO can kill this floater, which he can, we can save about 2 minutes of theory crafting and just shoot him. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together like that?
On my way.
So that's a nice and easy resolution to that fight. God bless assaults. God bless assaults. And God bless the roof. That plus 20 accuracy on AWO is very welcome. Or whatever the aim bonus is when you're on a higher elevation.
Nachgeladen.
Alright, now I thought I heard footsteps to my right. Yeah, it sounds like I got sectoids to my right. Yep. Looks like they're where we left off. Now the meld's dying all over because we've taken a... We've had the audacity to move around instead of going straight for it, so we're not going to be getting any meld on this. That's fine. We're low-ranking troops on a heavy abduction. I wasn't planning to get a lot of meld on this one anyway. Especially when it's all out in the exposed ground where all the enemies are. I'd rather have a successful mission. So instead, now we can take our time. Maybe set up people in really good cover here to deal with those sectoids that are to our front. And I could even go so far as to have my assault troops run back down the stairs.
I've got a visual.
Oh my god, they followed me up the stairs. They weren't where I thought they were at all. Alright, we've got 2 sectoids and a drone who are actually sneaking up behind me the entire time. And were trying to flank me. That's actually the cleverest thing I've seen yet. Maybe this is the new Long War Beta 14 AI. Doesn't matter though. Because Cell does not give any shits. Well, just as well I sent my guys around the back so I didn't get fucked up and flanked.
Headed there now.
But we're gonna have to deal with these guys now. AO's probably gonna reload from that position. We'll set up some overwatches, covering our rear.
Gehe in Position.
Run our assault back over so he's ready to help out next turn.
Moving out.
And just continue with the general theme of Overwatch. Reload AWO because he's not going to see anyone. Overwatch, Overwatch, Overwatch. So we got 2 runaway sectoids to deal with here. Will they assault us? Will they run away? I don't know. They're stuck in a hard position there. It's hard for them to assault up that stairway. I respect that. I respect these poor little guys. Let's try and get eyes on them. No eyes. Alright. No eyes, but we do hear them. They're in the lobby. We have to be mindful that they can come up this pipeway. So I'm going to want to cover this pipeway.
Moving.
With a couple of troops who are hopefully going to get an overwatch on any sectoid that walks up there. If not, hey, that's pretty fucking unlucky. What are you going to do?
Verstanden, Commander.
Yes, Commander.
What a weird piece of cover there for my assault to take. That's cover, apparently? Okay, I'll take your word for it.
That's affirmative.
We want to move fast. If we let these sectoids get away, they could potentially be anywhere.
On Overwatch.
Immer schön die Augen aufhalten.
I feel, Commander.
We want to react quickly here. That's the other pod, I think. They can't move that far. So we're going to want to get down into this lobby, kill these two sectoids ASAP. Hello. Shotgun fish in a barrel. And Wolfer does not give a damn about this lobby scene. One cute little change I'll make a point of here while we're hunting down these sectoids mercilessly and slaughtering them is look at this new HP display. You can see lighter color there, that's the actual health of a unit, while the darker color, that's their armor from items and their armor. What's really cool about that is, in case you forgot, any damage that is taken to health will result in a wound, but if you only take damage to your armor, you don't take any wound damage, and you'll just be fatigued from your missions, you know, as normal. So it's really cool to have further knowledge of that on the battlefield, to see I can take this much further damage before it's actually gonna be really that bad for me. Alright, so I'm gonna jump down here, and I'm gonna go hunting for sectoids. Let's jump my Rocketeer down first.
Bestätige.
There is method to my madness. I want to save the lightning reflexes for if the guy's on Overwatch, but he isn't, so it's okay. We don't have to run the scout down first. Instead, what we're probably going to do here is some volume of firework on this remaining sectoid. Where's my gunner? He's important for this. Or she, I'm sorry. Come here, Cell. So, I'm possibly going to activate more sectoids here, but that might have actually been this sectoid calling and not another pod. Either way, I think I can deal with whatever I pull at this point. I'm going to run Cell down. Gonna see what's on my left. And now I've got suppression. It's easy to perform volume of fire tactics on this sectoid. That means bringing our infantry down. And that means not getting line of sight of our infantry. A good start to volume of fire. Now I'll run my scout down, I guess.
Aye, aye, Commander.
We can potentially still activate to our right here, but again, I feel pretty confident against sectoid pods. And nothing. There's a holo targeting. And there's a dead sectoid.
Target disabled.
Guys, this is easy as that. Just take 31% shots. That's how you get good at the game. Now we can get back to our rooftop shenanigans to deal with those last pods.
Aye, aye, Commander.
But all around, I hope you guys can see how taking the roof in this map gives you a really central way to project your power on the entire map. And that's why this new spawn where you can get straight up to the roof is really powerful.
Locked and loaded.
That means you can come back up to the roof.
Auf dem Weg.
You can get back up on the roof.
I'm all over it.
And our ground guys can stay on the ground, actually.
It's killing time.
Because we've killed 2 pods, we have a little more control over the map, so we can have a ground team and a roof team. Instead of wondering if our ground team's going to activate pods all the time, it's a little safer now. It's all moot though, because we have Seekers on the right. Where will they go? What will they do? That is a big Seeker, and he is running to the right. And there's a sectoid pod on the left. So dealing with this shouldn't be too hard. We're going to pull back from the sectoids, focus on the Seekers. Now, if I can get a battle scanner on these Seekers straight up, it's going to make figuring out what they did much easier.
Eagle eye on the
That's
move.
why I brought the scanner on Hunter. That's going to reveal one of them. The other one is assumedly in the doorway as well. Where's my grenades? Or even, where's my heat rockets? That SMG Rocketeer money is going to be useful here. Hopefully. Hopefully if I can get a good cover spot for her. I wonder if I'll be able to shoot my rocket from there. Hopefully, let's say yes.
Gehe in Position.
We've got grenades to back up if it can't. So it looks like, yeah, we can potentially get a rocket, but it's not going to be very reliable from that position. So instead I might just go with a grenade. Also got to be aware of the fact that these sectoids could run up this pipe. So I want to have people ready for that as well. In fact, that might even be more important, I'm not sure. Let's go with a grenade first. Just to potentially reveal that additional Seeker in case the scanner didn't. I'm going to throw a grenade right there. And hopefully it'll blow up the wall. Let us hit this Seeker. And there's a reveal on the other Seeker. That's what I wanted. And hopefully it also reveals through the wall now, which is great. So now I think Wolfer might be good here to deal some close range damage to this one. Or Wolfer could go kill that Seeker. Well, what can my rocket do now? Still not much. Still not a whole lot. So this is really just about finding the most efficient use of my time. I'm going to start off with accuracy from AO. It's a nice 4-shot. And I can shoot again of AO. Not quite a kill, that's a shame. So we need to finish this one off first. I'm going to bring my gunner back. Flush him. Wow, that gunner got fucked up for a second. I'm going to go ahead and flush and hopefully deal enough damage.
Come on out, Neil.
Ah, not quite. Damage resistance on the Seekers, not to be trifled with.
I'm on the move.
He says as trifling with the damage resistance of the Seeker. Running out of actions here to deal with all these guys. We're going to have to leave that last one to do what he wants, I think. And focus on these front guys.
Heading to that location.
Oh, I can't see anything. Well, that's why God gave us a run and gun, I suppose. That's a little annoying, though. And that's exactly what we needed to deal with the lackluster shots from everybody else. Exactly what we needed to turn this up to 11.
Draining ammo fast.
Now hopefully what I can do here, this Seeker can't actually see anyone right now, but if he moves to the left he will have a flank on AWO, if not anyone else. What I can do here hopefully is distract him with Renzol, and hopefully he'll be happy to deal with Renzol. Now here come the sectoids. And as we'd hope, he's going to go for Renzol instead. Hopefully it's not going to hit me. And there you go. That's some nice delaying tactics by Renzol there. Renzol, a woman entirely familiar with Seekers after Frag's finest. Seen that some of that knowledge actually pay off now. And now all we need to do here is deal with this Seeker, and we can focus our efforts elsewhere. Some decent damage. And who can you see? You can see the sectoid. Well, DSM can potentially run around here. Who else? Hunter, maybe? Can Hunter get a shot? Not really. Looks like it might be up to DSM. Now, I can't run through the fire here. That's actually really problematic. So I might have to send Wolfer to do the job instead. Looks like it's really hard for anyone to get a shot on this Seeker because of that fire. That's actually quite problematic. I might be in a bit of trouble there. I might just have to send Cell around to do that. I might just have to send Cell and hope I can get an angle. No angle, I might just have to be an Overwatch. That's a little bit problematic. What are you going to do? Do I have close combat specialist on Wolfer? Not even. Send Wolfer around here. We do really need to deal with this Seeker because I don't want to wound on Renzol, let alone a kill. 32, what's your pistol chance? 34, but it's a pistol, and a laser pistol. Maybe if I brought the heater. Yeah, that shot was never very likely to hit. We knew that. Maybe I can get a fastball special over there while we still delay the sectoids. If you would be so kind. Now, we know HE grenades don't do a lot against Seekers after the last operation, but maybe Sapper will make it a bit easier. If I could get a good mark on him, my god, I'm going to have to go tabletop view. These are so scary, you don't want to miss them. There we go. You gotta wait till the tentacles path back into you. With Sapper, this should kill, I think. There you go. Now we can focus our efforts on the sectoids instead, which is nice.
Moving out.
Which means we can take a free shot of AO, but that's pretty useless. We'll just get in heavy cover with him, I think. Run with DSM first, just to make sure there's no Overwatch waiting for AO. And there isn't. And DSM can get an easy flashbang on these guys to make them totally trivial to deal with. Which should mean, as long as there's no more pods on the map, I can actually start assaulting these guys fairly complacently.
Aye, aye, Commander.
And that is nothing but good for XCOM. Now they're still going to be able to do psychic attacks at full strength with us because flashbangs don't affect their will. But it does change the fact that they're not going to be shooting us, so that's really good.
I'm on the move.
We don't have a lot of squad members in range to really follow up on that flashbang, But it will allow AO to take some easy shots, and hopefully we can get an HE grenade to blow up their cover. So we should see some psychic attacks. And there you go. Flashbangs do nothing to stop psychic, unfortunately. But it does stop the sectors from hitting us. Now in Beta 14, they've had Gunslinger applied to them, so they have full accuracy pistol shots. But they do have one less damage. It just means that sectoids are back to having good accuracy in these situations. That's all it really means. They were kind of freaking out here. Fair, fair. What I really need is my HE grenades on point. And it looks like I'll be able to get an easy drop down to get that. Especially if I suppress this Overwatch
Suppressing time.
with Cell. Now Hyperkey can jump down and get a Hyper Grenade. That's going to help out a lot. Can I get it from here, you reckon? Where am I going to have to go? Let's play it safe rather than sorry. Let's put him in a position where we know we can get the grenade. And Hypergeek is going to give us a fastball special. Blow up some cover here. Deal with these sectoids quite nicely, I think. Especially if I can get both their covers at once, I hope. Let's err on the side of caution and hit this guy. Seeing as that bench might blow up as one object, but this wall probably won't. Alright, so this guy's still got his cover. That sectoid on the left is pretty much dead because he's going to be running an opportunist suppression. So we can kind of just focus on this little idiot instead, I think. I'd be amazed if Cell let me down there.
Heading there now.
What I can potentially do instead is make it a flank and then depend on these guys to hit their Overwatches. I can also see where this psychic bullshit is coming from. Where is he sitting? Looks like he's flanked himself, so Hunter could get a nice shot here.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Hello. Rise of the Medic.
Dead and gone.
The Medic meta. Now if I can get an Overwatch additionally on this sectoid, you know it. 88%, is he not in cover anymore? Apparently having his psychic buddy taken away has just totally scared the hell out of this guy. He stood up like, no! Gleepglorp! Gleepglorp, why are you dead? But it was too late for Gleepglorp.
Heading out.
So that just means instead we can take that final shotgun shot and have it miss.
I need ammo. Adjusting sight.
And he's going to die to suppression. And that, ladies and gentlemen, might just be it. It shouldn't be, but it might be.
Commander. Mission accomplished.
3 pods, that's a... no, 4 pods. That's a really easy heavy abduction. We got really lucky. Will we ever see mutons? It seems like on the 2 missions we've gone on, Frag's Finest really put a dent in their resource game, and then they sent out that abductor in the last mission, which Fuguman sacrificed her life for the success of that mission. It looks like we're really seeing the benefits of that. The aliens don't have resources to send mutons on these missions. That last-ditch effort from episode 20, that was meant to give them back their resources, and it looks like they're really struggling. I mean, especially in Beta 14, they've changed it so aliens just get, like, welfare money every month just to make sure they don't end up in this horrible slump they can't get out of.
We didn't leave anything to
but
chance,
it really does seem
and it
like...
paid off. Excellent work, Commander.
But it really does seem like we're really paying off for those large missions we managed to take on. So we've got a whole bunch of promotions here, which is really nice. Some nicknames: Dumpling AO, Tectonic Cell, Dendramacion Dark Swordsmaster, Whiskey Hypergeek, and Salty Renzol. Hunter, the only person who didn't get a nick on that mission because they haven't quite made it yet. Actually, I'm sorry, Wolfer didn't get one either. So let's look at our promotions here. Still Opportunist on Infantry. The perk trees didn't shake up infantry for me. Gunner, nothing really different here. Heat ammo still really good. Wolfer, nothing changed here for assaults yet. Close combat still paramount. DSM, again, nothing super different for scouts yet. Battle scanner still really important. Whiskey, now here things have changed for the engineer. I told you before that Smoke and Mirrors isn't an easy pick for the engineer anymore. I hope you can see why now. Because now it's up against heat warheads. That's so critically important to get as a damage spec engineer. You know, you can just gib entire mechanized pods with your grenades with heat warheads. and this is going to make drones and seekers absolutely trivial to us. So while it's unfortunate we no longer get smoke and mirrors, it is really good that just like the sniper, this comes much sooner. This used to be like a gunnery, tech sergeant I think upgrade. Now it's a corporal perk choice. That's really, really strong. Yeah, that's just like not negotiable. That is so good to have early. And then with our Rocketeer, some slight changes here in that there's a new perk for the Rocketeer. Now you choose between Fire in the Hole or Snapshot or Suppression. Fire in the Hole means you get +10 aim if you sit still for the purposes of your rocket shot. However, I really prefer Snapshot still. +10 aim is great and all for your rocket, but I can kind of circumvent that with steady aim. The thing about Snapshot is there's a lot of situations where my Rocketeer's movements will not be according to the plan I had in mind. I'll have something flank me on the right and I need to move and shoot. And Snapshot, I just feel like it helps a lot to be flexible and to be ready for anything. Alright, and that's promotions handled quite nice and neat. Got some nice nothing out of that mission. But we did get $100, so we're out of the bad times.
We'll be watching.
Which means we can get on with... Let me just check that there's no base management. Did I order that strike rifle? Yes, I did. There's no additional base management to do just yet, because I have no power. So it means we can go back to what we were doing, which is getting Kilroy out of the sickbay, so that Kilroy can go out on that covert operation. And we have 15 hours on that, so let's keep scanning. Oh my god. We're never going to get to do the Exalt op. Let's send up an aggressive attack to take down this scout from Smoky Porter. We could really use a small UFO mission, so I hope it's a splashdown.
We're in pursuit.
God, I want those laser cannons.
Closing on target.
There you go, and we've got a small UFO mission incoming. Alright. Who are we going to send out on this one? That's the question. This should be a good opportunity to get some more recruits trained up. Of course, if my experience with previous Long War betas is anything to go by, the small UFO crashes are always the worst for some reason, and there'll be like 3 pods of mutons for some reason that no one understands. But I'm still going to take my chances and try and train up some new troops because I really need them. So let me gear up my squad and we'll be heading out on a small UFO splashdown. Alright, so take a look. So we're going pretty rookie heavy on this one, but we're also taking some of our other top ranking people, which aren't very top ranking for me, but it's what we've got. My philosophy for these kind of missions where you're trying to train people up is take your best troops and your worst troops. And I think it's everybody's philosophy who does this kind of thing, is take your best troops to offset the fact that you're also taking your worst troops. So in this case, we're taking 4 rookies, which is pretty excessive, but I think we'll be okay with all the laser weapons. We're taking infantry, gunner, and scout, clearing Overwatch, suppressing, and double shots of a laser rifle and scope, which I think are big advantages right now with our roster. We're taking a bunch of flashbangs, and we're also kind of specializing our rookies. So here with Hawkeye, I've taken a carbine and a scope to really boost the aim up there to pick people off. Hawkeye's also got the battle scanner to worry about any seekers. If seekers come, your carbine's not going to do much damage to him, so hence Hawkeye gets the scanner. We've got Jive's going to be my runner to get meld and do flanks in lieu of an assault. We've got Shadow Ray and Tac Vest with ceramic plating gaining our health back that we lose for taking a Tac Vest. So Jive's pretty high mobility for a rookie. Plus that flashbang. Laser pistol because the Shadow Ray runs out of ammo really quickly, so you want a good secondary. Morgan, pretty standard issue. Think of him like an infantry rookie. He's got a laser rifle, or she I should say, has got a laser rifle and a scope, and an AP grenade as backup, and then Squint with the similar kind of loadout, but we ran out of scope, so he's just got AP grenade, and someone needed to bring a smoke, because when you've got a very shooty squad like this without much explosives, you're really relying on your ability to last in firefights. That's why we've got holo targeting on Daishi, we've got suppression and shots on the infantry, and we've got flashbangs and smoke grenades. We've got our 2 medkits, and apart from that, everyone is loaded up and good to go. So it's as simple as that. Let's head out. Let's take on this mission.
Strike 1. Prepare for landing.
You'll be heading into Japan for the next mission. It looks like the aliens went down in a sparsely populated area. If there are civilians in the area, I hope they stay clear.
It's as simple as that. It's time for the barn map. Next time on Live and Impossible, we'll be touching down, we'll be seeing what kind of spawn we get, we'll be breaching and clearing, and we will be seeing if our rookies really can hit the broadside of a barn. So until then, have a good one, and I'll catch you for episode 22.